This semester during physical education, you will be taking a daily heart rate. There are many places on your body that you can use to find how many times your heart is beating per minute. You can put your hand over your chest on top of your heart. You could find a heart rate in your wrist, but the one that we're going to use is your carotid artery. The reason that we're going to use your carotid artery to find your heart rate is because the other sections on your body where you can find your heart rate are covered with bone, muscle, fibrous tissue, tendons, but your carotid artery only has a thin layer of skin between your finger and that artery. So daily, one of your teachers is going to instruct you to find your carotid artery. The way that you do that is by taking your pointer finger and your middle finger and putting it on the side of your neck just below your jaw, right next to your esophagus. If you feel around a little bit and apply a little bit of pressure, you're going to find your heartbeat. It's really important that you find your heartbeat on the same side of your neck as the fingers that you're choosing to use. Don't reach across your neck to try to find your heart rate on the other side. Once students have found their heart rate over their carotid artery, the teacher will begin a 6-second count. It will work like this. Ready, set, go. During this 6-second count, you will be very conscious about how many times your heart beats in that period of time. When the teacher says stop, you have the number of beats for 6 seconds. Now we all know that if you're trying to find beats per minute, the number that you counted in 6 seconds is not your answer. In order to find out the number of times your heart beat per minute, you have to multiply that number of heartbeats that you took for 6 seconds times 10. So, for example, if I counted 8 beats in that 6 seconds, I would multiply 8 by 10, and I would have a heart rate of 80 beats per minute. What you're going to do at that time is record your heart rate under your daily heart rate chart. You're going to create a chart that has 4 columns. The column on the left is going to be labeled date. The next column is labeled resting. The third column is warm-up. And the fourth column is activity. Based on when you take your heart rate during class, you will be able to figure out where to record that daily heart rate. Right now, we are going to take a resting heart rate, which you will record on the graph that you are creating. So everybody find your carotid artery with your pointer and middle finger. I'm going to give you just a second to find that. And we're all going to find a resting heart rate together. Now, the reason this is considered a resting heart rate is because we have been sitting for a while and not doing activity. This is not a true resting heart rate because you would have to take that when you are asleep at night. But you will record this under resting heart rate for today's date. Let's all count our heart rate for 6 seconds. Ready, set, count. Stop. Take the number that you just counted, multiply it by 10, and put it on your chart in your resting heart rate column. If you're not sure what your heart rate chart is supposed to look like, we will show you that in just a few minutes.